Hey, what up y'all? Nurse David here, coming at you from the den with another nursing video. And in today's video, I want to talk about something that is brought up to me in my DMs pretty much every other day at this point. And I'm really trying to recall if we've talked about this in the past or not, but it has to do with how does one get into healthcare, and even more specifically, how does one get into nursing? Where do you start? There are so many resources out there. Where do you even get your foot in the door? And there's two separate types of people that I really want to talk about in this video. The first one is the one that's a little bit uncertain, but they think that nursing might be the path for them. So I want to talk about that. And then the other one is the individual who has their mindset on nursing. They have their heart set on nursing. Nursing is what they're going to do. So they're really coming to me asking, what is my first step to get into this field? But before we get into the video, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. It has been a gradual climb up, but we are so close. We did reach 8,000. We're well over that now. But yeah, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. But yeah, let's get into it. This really is an impromptu video, but I feel like this is something that we need to address, and when looking for content on this out there, surprisingly, there's not that much. So the first person that I want to talk about is the individual who thinks that they want to get into healthcare, but they are unsure. And if I cannot stress something enough, is that if you're gonna get into nursing, be sure that this is what you want to do, because nursing, unlike other associate degrees, is not a 2-year program. Although it can be, it usually is not a 2-year program, only because you have your prerequisites, which I went to a community college, so my prerequisites took me 2 years, and then the nursing program for my associates alone took me 2 years. Now, once you do your prereqs and you get into your associates program, there is a way where you can do an RN to BSN and do your associates and bachelor's at the same time. But if you're going to be going that whole route, you better be sure that nursing is exactly what you want to be doing, because that is a whole lot of work. So my first tip for this individual would have to be to first find out if this is exactly what you want to be doing. Identify the reasons why you want to get into healthcare, and if you're still sure that this is the route you want to go down, I highly recommend you go to school and become a nursing assistant. Now, take this from experience from myself. Become a nursing assistant, because although being a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, is not required to become an RN and up, being a CNA will show you exactly what the nurses do on a day-to-day basis, what the nurses deal with. And the nursing assistants, they really deal with a lot of the same things that nurses deal with. But yes, if you're looking into any nursing school, this is a tip that you will not find out there. But if you ask anybody who's done it before, this is a tip that every single nurse would recommend you do, because you will really be able to get a clear understanding of healthcare as a whole. And then you can really determine if this is the route that you want to go down. Someone just commented the other day saying that nurses are the backbone of doctors and nursing assistants are the backbone of nurses. And it's true. We're all in this together. We all are working for the same thing when we're in this field. It just happens to be in tiers, where CNAs have a certain task, RNs have their role, and then doctors have their role. But at the end of the day, we are all going through it together, so you're really going to be able to get that nursing experience while you're in that role. Now, becoming a CNA is actually a very short process. My schooling for CNA was only 5 weeks, and then I had my state boards test, and shortly after, less than a month, I was working in the field. And there are a lot of benefits too if you work as a nursing assistant and getting into nursing, because when I was a CNA, I worked at a hospital and I got them to pay for my schooling. I got them to pay for my bachelor's, and I got them to pay for my master's. So working as a CNA, you can get tuition assistance which will really help you in your long-time goal. So now let's move on to the scenario of you've taken this advice and you've become a CNA and you finally realize that nursing is for sure what you want to do. And this is that other individual that I was telling you about, the person that comes to me asking advice on getting into nursing, and they know that this is their end goal. Well, the main thing that I would recommend here would be to identify if you want to go to community college or if you want to go to a university. Community college, the pros is that it's a lot cheaper. I graduated from community college with no school loans. Whereas I have friends who have graduated from university with the same degree with $40,000, $50,000. I believe the tuition rates are even higher now, but with $50,000 worth of loans. Now that's the pro of community college, and we do have the cons of community college as well. There usually is a waiting list, or it can be pretty competitive to get into because it is so much cheaper. So that waiting list could actually set you back a year or two. But if you do it correctly and meet with your school advisor at the community college, you can plan it up where you're working on your prerequisites and you're on the waiting list. And while you're on the waiting list, you're working on those next ones, which are called your requisites. So then 2 years on the waiting list doesn't seem so long. Now, let's say you don't want to go to community college and you do want to go to a university. Well, let's talk about the pros and cons there. The pros is that you can get in pretty much immediately. You will not have to wait. They even have instances where you do not have to complete your prerequisites before that. They combine it all in one. So instead of doing the 2 years of prereqs and 2-year nursing program, you could do 2 years at university, do all your prereqs together while you're doing your nursing program, and in 2 years you will have your associate's degree in nursing. And that solely is what I have found to be the greatest benefit of going to a university. My cousin, she became a nurse in 2 years, and she was working at the bedside at the age of 22. 22 I believe, which is crazy, where I did not become a nurse until I was 25, and I was going to school that whole time since I was 18 to 25. So you can see the difference, but then you have to weigh the other thing, which is finances. So at this point, you know that you want to become a nurse, you know that you want to go to a certain school, and you come to me asking, what do I do next? Well, now that you identified those two key aspects to going to school for nursing, my greatest piece of advice is to reach out to an advisor at that school, because nobody is going to know better than the advisor at that school of what courses, what timeline, and how much your nursing program is going to cost. And this is the piece of information that I give everyone who reaches out to me is, do you want to be a nurse for sure? They say yes. Do you know what school you want to go to? They say yes. And my next step is, have you reached out to an advisor? Because I am not able to tell you which classes you're going to need for that program at that certain school, or even how much it costs. I've been very open with how much I've paid for schooling in the past videos, and I'll continue to be open with everything that I go through, but it's very personalized depending on what state you are in, what program you're in, what type of schooling you're going through. It's very personalized to you in those regards. So go ahead and take that first step and reach out to an advisor, make an appointment, and they'll be able to go through the program step by step and tell you everything you need to know. And this is honestly the advice I give everyone who reaches out to me, because this is truly the route that you need to go down. When it comes to foreign exchange students, people in different countries, and the nursing program and what it requires to get here in the States, that is something I do not know about, unfortunately. But yes, go ahead and give this video a like and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. If you have a question, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. Check out one of my other nursing related videos right here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.